Hello friends, welcome to my channel Master the Monster. Let's enter into the world of polynomials. Trust me, this is going to be an easy and interesting section of mathematics. You may have few doubts and questions regarding polynomials, the degree of polynomials, zeros, division of polynomials, what are quadratic polynomials, geometric meaning, all those things in your mind. No worries, let us sort out all the questions one by one. Before that, subscribe to my channel so that you will enjoy learning maths. In our previous video, we have seen what are polynomials, what are coefficients of polynomials and degree of polynomials. Now we are going to deal with the most important aspect of polynomials, that is the zeros of polynomials, right? So before knowing what are zeros of polynomials, first let me see what is meant by value of a polynomial. Okay. If p of x is a polynomial and you have k as a real number, okay, then the value obtained by replacing x by k in p of x is called the value of p of x at x equal k, and it is denoted by p of k. That is, suppose you have a polynomial p of x equal 5x cubed minus 2x square plus 3x minus 2. And you are asked to find the value of this polynomial at the point x equal 1. Now what you have to do is, you have to just replace x by 1. Okay, wherever you get x, you have to substitute 1 and simplify and get the answer. So that answer will be a number, and that number is the value of p of x at x equal k, right? And the symbol we give is p of k. So this is how we find the value of polynomial. Now shall we proceed to find the value of this polynomial at x equal 1? Okay. Now what should we do in order to find the value of polynomial? We should just replace x by 1. So let me replace x by 1 so that the first term 5x cube, I replace it as 5 into 1 cube. 2x square, so I replace it as 2 into 1 square. 3x, so I give 3 into 1 minus 2, and this on simplification gives me the answer 4. And now I say the value of p of x at x equal 1 is p of 1 equal 4. Do you understand? So 4 is the value of the polynomial at x equal 1. So this is how we find the value of a polynomial, and using this value of polynomial we will define what is the zero of a polynomial. So coming to zero of the polynomial, it's very simple that if the value of polynomial is 0, then k is called the zero of the polynomial. So a real number k is 0 of p of x if p of k equals 0. That is, for example, you consider the polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4. Now let's check whether this x equal minus 1 is a zero of this polynomial or not. So in order to check whether x equal minus 1 is a zero of the polynomial, what you should do, you should find its value. How will we find the value? We will just replace x by minus 1. Okay, and we get an answer, that is the value of p of x at x equal minus 1. And if that value is 0, then I say x equal minus 1 is a 0. Otherwise it is not. Okay, now let's proceed to find whether this minus 1 is a 0 of p of x. For that, I replace x by minus 1 so that I get x square to be minus 1 square, 3x to be 3 into minus 1 and minus 4. When I simplify, I get 1 plus 3 minus 4, that is 4 minus 4 equals 0. So when I substitute x equal minus 1, the value of polynomial becomes 0. Therefore, I say minus 1 is a 0 of the polynomial. So since the value is 0, we conclude that x equal minus 1 is a 0 of the polynomial. So this is how we define the zero of a polynomial, and this is how we check whether the given number is a 0 or not. Okay, now we'll see something interesting about the zero of a linear polynomial, right? Okay, now let k be the zero of a linear polynomial p of x equal ax plus b. So this is the form of linear polynomial which we have already discussed, isn't it? Ax plus b. So here the variable is x. and given k is the 0 of this p of x. That means when you replace x by k, you get the value to be 0. That is p of k equal ak plus b equal 0. Right? Therefore, I can say ak equal minus b. When you simplify this, take b to the other side, you get ak equal minus b. That gives me k equal minus b by a. Okay. Now, what is this k? This is the 0 of the polynomial. What is this b? This is the constant term in the polynomial. And what is a? It is the coefficient of x in the polynomial. So, this relation is nothing but 0 of a linear polynomial is equal to minus constant by coefficient of x. So, this is the relation between the 0 of a linear polynomial and the coefficients of the linear polynomial. Okay, so 0 of the linear polynomial equal minus constant term by coefficient of x. Now we'll see what is the geometric meaning of this 0 of the linear polynomial. So what does this linear polynomial and its 0 mean geometrically, right? Okay, geometric meaning of the 0 of a linear polynomial. Consider the linear polynomial 2x plus 3. And you very well know that this y equal 2x plus 3 represents a straight line, isn't it? And you might have plotted the points of the straight line and drawn the straight line. All those things you might have done already. That's what I'm going to do now also. Okay, in order to find the geometric meaning of 0 of a linear polynomial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the graph of y equal 2x plus 3. Now, this is a straight line, so you need at least 2 points to plot the graph. Let's find the 2 points. So, let me substitute values for x so that I get values for y. When x equal minus 2, the value is minus 1. When x equal 2, the value is 7. Using these 2 points, I draw the graph of y equal 2x plus 3. And I see that this is a straight line that intersects the x-axis at one and only one point. And that point is minus 3 by 2, 0. So, the graph of y equal 2x plus 3 intersects x-axis at the point minus 3 by 2, 0. Also, I told you how to find the 0 of linear polynomial. It is minus b by a. Just now we have seen the relation, isn't it? So, seeing that minus b by a, it's minus 3 by 2. So, whether you use formula, that time also you get the 0 to be minus 3 by 2, and graphically you see the straight line intersects x-axis at minus 3 by 2. So, this point is the meaning of, this point is the geometric meaning of 0 of a linear polynomial. What is this point? This is the x-coordinate of the point of intersection of the straight line and x-axis. So, the geometric meaning of 0 of a linear polynomial is nothing but the point at which the straight line meets the x-axis. Okay, now we'll see the geometric meaning of a quadratic polynomial, which is more interesting than that of the linear polynomial, right? Now let's consider a quadratic polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4. In order to see the geometric meaning of its zeros, I'm going to plot the graph of x square minus 3x minus 4. And in order to draw a straight line, 2 points is enough. But this is not a straight line, it's going to be a curve or something. So 2 points are not enough. Let me try to find more values so that I see where the curve turns upward or downward or the directions it go, right? So I get values, 6, 7 values I find, and then now I plot the graph and I get the graph as a parabola and it intersects the x-axis at 2 points. The first point is minus 1, 0 and the next point is 4, 0. So, when you plot a quadratic polynomial in a graph, you get the graph to be a parabola intersecting the x-axis at 2 points, minus 1, 0 and 4, 0. Now, you see the tabular column. In the tabular column, when you see, you have the value of the polynomial as 0 when you put x equal minus 1 and x equal 4. So in the graph also we have the points as -1 and 4. So we see that the geometric meaning of zeros of a quadratic polynomial are the points of intersection of the curve with the x-axis. So zeros are nothing but the points of intersections of the curve representing the polynomial with x-axis. So it should intersect only x-axis. Okay, now we have something more interesting in this quadratic polynomial. This curve need not always intersect x-axis at exactly 2 points. We have several cases. So depending upon the position of the parabola, we have the following cases. The first case is that the graph cuts x-axis at 2 distinct points like this. See, here the curve may be open upward or downward, but it cuts x-axis at 2 different points. This means that the quadratic polynomial has 2 distinct zeros. So this is one zero and this is the other. Similarly for here. So if the graph cuts x-axis at 2 distinct points, the polynomial also has 2 distinct zeros. Right? Sometimes the graph may cut the x-axis at exactly 1 point alone like this. See here, it cuts the x-axis at only 1 point. Okay, in this case, the polynomial has only 1 zero, otherwise 2 equal zeros. And in some other case, the graph will not even cut the x-axis, that is, it lies either completely above the x-axis or below the x-axis like this. So here the graph does not touch the x-axis, so here the polynomial has no zero. So in all the 3 cases, we see that a quadratic polynomial can have at most 2 zeros. That is, it can have either 2 zeros or 1 zero or no zero. So when you see a quadratic polynomial, it can have no zero, otherwise 1 zero or 2 zeros, not more than that. So a quadratic polynomial can have at most, that is to the maximum, only 2 zeros. Okay, now let's learn something about the zeros of a cubic polynomial, right? Now let's consider the following graphs of the cubic polynomials. See, consider the polynomial x cube minus 4x, which is a cubic polynomial, and the graph of this polynomial is this. And we see that the graph intersects x-axis at 3 points. So I say this cubic polynomial has 3 zeros. Okay. Now suppose you consider a cubic polynomial y equal x cube minus x square. In this case, the graph meets the x-axis at 2 points. So a cubic polynomial can also have 2 zeros only, right? Okay, sometimes consider the graph y equal x cube. This meets the x-axis at only 1 point. So in this case, the cubic polynomial has only 1 zero, right? So a cubic polynomial can have 1 zero or 2 zeros or 3 zeros, but not more than that. Therefore, a cubic polynomial, otherwise any polynomial of degree 3, can have at most 3 zeros, right? And in quadratic polynomial, I told it may not have zero also, some cases, the quadratic polynomial, but it's not in the case of cubic polynomial. A cubic polynomial will definitely have a zero. Okay, it has 1 zero or 2 zero or 3 zeros. So no zero is not possible for a cubic polynomial, right? Okay, now so we have seen a linear polynomial has at most 1 zero, quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros, and now we have seen a cubic polynomial has at most 3 zeros. So depending upon the degree, what is the degree of the polynomial, you have a maximum that much zeros only. So in general, I can say a polynomial of degree n can have at most n zeros. So these are about the zeros of linear, quadratic and cubic polynomials and their geometric representations.